I think most people probably see ghosts. I think they dismiss almost all of it, because if you see something pass, go past the corner of your eye or whatever, and you look and there's nothing there, well, it was probably, nothing, or there's nobody there. Or you look and you see somebody, you look back and they're not there, and so then you just totally dismiss it. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Not. I think people need to pay more attention. So at the old mortuary, one of the first things I encountered was, as you're going up the stairs, I peeked into one of the rooms and saw a coffin, a small one, and there was a little girl in there, blonde curls. That one I was just seeing what it used to be. In the dressing room, I encountered who I thought was the original owner, but she was very fancy and had a really pretty dress on and a wide-brimmed hat and her hair pulled back. And she was part owner in the building, or she had something to do with the building. And then, of course, there was a man there, and he has a mustache, he's got silver hair, and I think he owned the building. Like, he was the original owner, but he oversees things, and he likes looking out the window onto Park.
We've been doing paranormal investigations throughout Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and Utah for over 10 years.
When I first came in, there's definitely a lady, and she looks like she's probably from the 60s. She's upstairs. I almost wonder if she got hit by a train or something, but she's got a flip hairdo. She looks like she's probably 35 or under. So it's almost like there's layers of eras here. There's more than just a ghost here. There's quite a few.
This has a long history of paranormal experiences, and so for us, we've been trying to get into this location for many years. We hope to go in and kind of look at some of the known hotspots and try and verify some of the stories that have been told in that location.
The school, there was a guy down there who has long, dark hair. And he's just kind of hanging out down there.
And it was at this place, while doing an EMF session, that I had the word stop scratched into my back. I didn't feel it at the time, but later we discovered it, and I had been on camera for over 45 minutes, and yet there was still blood coming out of some of the scratches.
At the brothel upstairs, there were two women. One was a younger lady, and she had kind of sandy brown hair, looked like she was maybe 27-ish, and I think she OD'd. She was definitely one of the prostitutes that worked there. Downstairs was more sad. There was a young girl who was probably about 16, maybe 17. Probably closer to 16. She was pretty young, but she didn't have any clothes on. She was in the corner. It's cold down there. Her feet were kind of crossed, like she was just trying to cover up, and her hands around her knees. And I think she was part of human trafficking, but she didn't want to be there. There is a tunnel under the brothel, and we went in there kind of scouting. It's full of debris, so it was hard climbing over things, but we wanted to get a good look, and then you can see the actual tunnel that's back there. And we went back in there, and I think at first I was so intrigued by actually finding a tunnel that we could go partway through before it was sealed off. But then I started getting a feeling that we weren't necessarily alone, so I turned around and started taking pictures and caught a pretty compelling picture of a ghost that was coming down. I used to see his shadow and, you know, specific features. He was pretty done with us being down there, so we left. Either they're afraid to move on because they think they're in trouble, they've done something, and it could be murder, or it could be they didn't go to church enough, or, you know, something silly that we don't necessarily think about now, but it bothered them enough they don't want to cross over. Some of them don't know they're dead.